This video shows you how to make your own Earthbox-like gardening container. These containers combine planting mix and a water reservoir so your plants don't dry out or get overwatered. The materials that you need are an 18-gallon Rubbermaid tote with a locking lid, a 3-foot length of 1 or 1.5 inch ABS or PVC pipe, some food-grade recyclable containers to support the soil matrix and to be wicks. You can also use plant pots for this. You'll need 2 cubic feet of potting mix, 2 cups of fertilizer with the numbers 10, 10, 10 or lower. You'll need some garden lime, about a handful, and you'll need a black garbage bag. For tools, you'll need a drill with a 1/2 inch drill bit, a sharp cutting knife, and some kind of a saw to cut the plastic pipe. With the lid still on your 18-gallon tote, place 2 of the flower pots, 1 in each corner, and your length of pipe in the opposite corner of one of the flower pots, and then with a felt pen, trace around those 2 pots and the pipe. After tracing around the 2 pots that will serve as your soil wicks and the pipe that will serve as your water pipe, draw a grid that shows where you're going to drill out the 1/2 inch holes to make your soil matrix, which will hold the soil above the water. Use your drill and a 1/2 inch drill bit to drill out the holes on the lines that you drew on the soil matrix. Then use your sharp knife to cut around the inside edge of the lid that has the soil matrix on it. Use your saw to cut off a 2-foot length on the pipe that you have. Make sure that the cut is at a 45-degree angle so the pipe won't rest flat on the bottom of the box. Now it's time to gather the materials that you'll use to support the soil matrix. In the bottom of this picture, you'll see 2 flower pots that have holes drilled in the sides, and these are going to serve as the wicks for the soil that go right down into the water and draw the water up into the body of the planter. The other materials are some empty food-grade containers, a couple of yogurt containers, a sour cream container, a kefir bottle, a juice bottle. All of these can be cut to an equivalent length. I used about a 2.5 inch. You could go maybe 3 inch length, or even use the height of the containers. And those go underneath the soil matrix to support it so it doesn't collapse when you put the soil into the container. This picture shows the 2 soil wicks and the supporting containers in place before the cutout soil matrix from the top of the lid goes on top of them. Next, lay the soil matrix that you cut out from the top of the lid on top of the supporting containers on the bottom of the tub. Fill your 2 soil wicks with a couple of handfuls of your planting material. Make sure you pack this in really tight so it doesn't get washed away by the water that's going to be swirling around it. Then, after you've filled the 2 soil wicks, put your fill pipe into the hole on the opposite side. Make sure you put the 45-degree angle cut into the bottom of the container. With your soil wicks and your fill pipe in place, fill about 3 or 4 inches of your potting material on top of the soil matrix, and then sprinkle that handful of garden lime over the top of the soil. After you have the soil in about halfway up the tub, you'll need to drill a couple of drain holes for the water. Drill these holes about 1 inch below the bottom of the soil matrix. This allows the water to drain out and never touch the soil, but the roots can go down into it and feed the plants. After you've drilled the drain holes, use your fill tube to put water in the bottom until it pours out of the 2 drain holes. Put the rest of the soil into the container, and then it's time to plant. This picture shows a transplanted tomato plant from another container, and to its left, I'll be putting a smaller tomato plant. With your plants in place, now it's time to add the fertilizer. Use your hand to dig out a trench from one side of the bin to the other, and then pour 2 cups of a granular fertilizer into that trench. The fertilizer stays in place and the plants send feeder roots over to get it. The final step is to take the black plastic bag and cover the planting surface, leaving some area around the stem of each plant. The black plastic bag prevents water from being lost to evaporation on the soil surface. Secure the black plastic to the bucket with the perimeter of the lid, and there you have it. Your Earthbox made for under $20. Check the water daily or every other day using a dipstick, and when it's low, fill it to the point where it drains out of the 2 drain holes. Enjoy!